Chelsea have now also announced the signing of Jorginho, the Brazilian-born Italian centre midfielder from Napoli. Hello there guys and welcome back to 100% Chelsea for another official announcement video. This time Chelsea have officially, signed the player Jorginho from Napoli. And of course, if you're happy, leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. But let's get straight into the video. Like I said, Chelsea have officially announced the signing of Jorginho from Napoli for a reported fee of around £57.4 million, which reportedly also includes the fee for Maurizio Sarri, even though, like I added as text in the video about Sarri, his lawyers insist there was no money, paid for him basically. But the reports over the weeks, that Jorginho was linked to multiple clubs, said he'd cost around 60 million euros, which equals to around 53 million pounds. So from that, we can kind of estimate how much Chelsea ended up paying to Napoli for Sarri. But again, his lawyers say we didn't pay anything. But, how much truth is in that? Well, obviously, we don't really know. So there is where I have the number of 4.4 million pounds or 5 million euros, we paid for Sarri for that I mentioned in the video about Sarri. Because those 57.4 million pounds that we paid reportedly for Jorginho equals to around 65 million euros. So 60 million euros for the player, 5 million euros for Sarri, or 53 million pounds for the player and 4.4 million pounds for Sarri. A bit complicated, but either way, that was reported anyway. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. None of us really knows, I suppose. But now let's speak about the player Jorginho. Like I said, Jorginho is a Brazilian-born Italian centre midfielder. He's 26 years old, won't turn 27 until December, and is 5'11" or 1m80 tall. And now, unless you've been living on a rock, you'll know that he had a very, very impressive season at Napoli, who he joined back in 2014 from Verona, his only other permanent professional club, before joining Napoli. While also making 8 senior appearances for the Italian national team, where he gave his debut in 2016, funnily enough, under Antonio Conte. Now, Jorginho isn't your Frank Lampard or Steven Gerrard who will score you loads of goals every season, or even assist-wise, he's not particularly high up on the stat charts. He's played 151 games in the Serie A, scoring just 9 goals and getting 15 assists. But what he does do is control the pace of games. His passing and his touch are absolutely immaculate, and he's one of them players that reads the game so incredibly well, similar to Cesc Fabregas in that sense. But he's a lot quicker than Fabregas. Not as quick as Kante, of course, let alone, Willian or Hazard, but nowhere near as slow as Fabregas, and that is important for us. And with that, because he understands the game very well, he's also very good at cutting passes and passing lanes, and therefore making a fair few interceptions every game. Again, of course not on the level of N'Golo Kante, but that's not Jorginho's job, is it? That's why we do have Kante. And his role at Napoli you would describe as a regista, basically, which, if I'm not mistaken, is also very similar to the role Andrea Pirlo had at Juventus. So what that means is that Jorginho sits very deep, but that's not saying he's playing defensively. He sits in that position to control the game, to control the pace of the game, and see things from different and better angles than he could if he was positioned halfway into the opposition's half. And especially when Napoli start an attack, say from goal kick, Jorginho drops very deep, basically right between the two centre backs, who push out wide with the fullbacks, pushing forward quite a lot. But Jorginho drops deep, quite deep, to start the attack from there. He is basically that man. And like I mentioned in the video about Sarri, Allen is kind of the destroyer next to him. Even though he's not playing as deep as Jorginho, he's the destroyer, if you will. The one that did most of the running and defending in midfield, while Jorginho usually stuck to his rather deep position to always be the middleman between defence and attack. Which is exactly why he doesn't have crazy amounts of goals and assists, because he plays so deep. But that's to control the game, basically. He's not like a box-to-box player who would drag the ball forward and come running back when he's needed to defend. No, he usually sits and distributes the ball, but he distributes the ball incredibly well. So basically, he's that player I've cried out for every single time I said we had no connection between defense and attack. And I can't remember how many times I said that last season, but I said it a lot. And he's exactly that player that will provide that. It will be interesting to see if Sarri will do the same at Chelsea and have Jorginho sit deeper than N'Golo Kante, but obviously still have Kante as the real defensive midfielder that does a lot of running and defending, while Jorginho's job is to distribute and control play. I mean, you'd think that's, what's going to happen, but obviously we'll have to wait and see for the first few games in which we actually have Jorginho and Kante available, because obviously Kante won't be back for a while with him playing in the World Cup final on Sunday. But the simple fact that we beat and apparently even outbid Manchester City for his signing, and he preferred joining Chelsea over Manchester City, is very encouraging. Of course, that has to do with Chelsea being in London, but it shows that London over Manchester and Liverpool is still a big factor to take into account when going after players, even when we're only in the Europa League and definitely don't have as good a squad as Manchester City do. And also, of course, quite possibly it is because City wouldn't have had a guaranteed, starting place, and at Chelsea I'm almost certain, he will be a guaranteed starter. And of course, also the fact that Sarri is joining us alongside Jorginho definitely swayed the player in our direction as well. Now in summary, I'm rather excited by the signing. The likes of Morata and Bakayoko though taught us not to get overly excited just by signing a player. But I think Jorginho could be very, very good and important for us in years to come. And of course just the connection, him working under Sarri, and obviously then that helps other players with Jorginho, a player that knows Sarri very, very well and has played for him for years. That helps the other players around him understand Sarri's system a lot quicker, because there's already someone there, an important player in midfield that, is crucial to the whole system, that knows him and that knows what's happening. So that's very, very good in my opinion. I mean, I mentioned in Sarri's video, he doesn't really like the transfer window, but I'm pretty sure he won't mind getting Jorginho, because Jorginho is a highly, highly rated player all around Europe, all around the world basically. Manchester City weren't after him for no reason. Manchester City weren't after Bakayoko. They were after Jorginho, and we got him. And I'm extremely, extremely happy. I mean, there's not that much more to say about it. Obviously, we'll speak about him, some more once pre-season has started, and obviously even more so once the season has started. One other thing that I can add, which was mentioned on Chelsea's, official statement basically, was that he had the most touches on average per minute in the whole of Europe. And, that says something about Sarri, and that says something about Jorginho, the way he receives the ball and how important he is, to the whole system. But yeah, that's really it from me. Leave me all of your thoughts on Chelsea signing Jorginho down in the comment section below. Are you happy? Are you excited? Are you sad? What do you know about him? Do you think he will be good? Do you not know anything about him? Leave it all down in the comment section below. Also, leave a like if you did enjoy this video. Like I said in the Sarri video, I'm not feeling very well, pushing through, because today's a big day for Chelsea and obviously the channel as well. So, we'd best appreciate, a like. And of course, also don't forget to check out my social media, which is Laos1507 on both Instagram and Twitter, as you can see over here. And of course, the links to them are down in the description below as well. And it is a usual thing, it is YouTube, so if you're new, please do subscribe to 100% Chelsea if you haven't already, and also make sure you click the notification bell button and choose to be notified about all uploads, just to make sure that you won't miss out on any of our videos to come. There will be more videos coming out about Sarri, about Jorginho, about all of it, so make sure you subscribe and click the notification bell button. We would massively appreciate it. But now, thank you guys for watching, welcome Jorginho, Forza Jorginho, and I'll see you next time.